Change of pace and change of time. It's Eddie Guerrero, Kurt Angle, as we continue to honor the legacy of Latino Heat in the month of February. Eddie Guerrero, Kurt Angle, let's get to it. Yeah, We've seen Eddie. We've seen Eddie in a three-way dance against his former ECW cohorts in Too Cold Scorpio and Jerry Lynn. And we saw Eddie Guerrero against Psychosis, another former ECW cohort. And now Eddie steps to the Olympic gold medalist. Eddie steps to Kurt Angle. Angle is like a shark that smells blood in the water. Angle is attacking Eddie's knee. Right off rip, Eddie drops him with a Hurricane Rana. Basement dropkick, but only grazes Angle. Angle over twist. He's popping the hips left and right, and he's going over and over and over with the German suplexes to Eddie Guerrero. Eddie kicks out, popping the shoulder up at the count of one. Angle was attacking the knee of Eddie Guerrero. Now he's attacking the arm of Eddie Guerrero. Soccer ball kick to the back. Eddie gets himself back up. High elevation drop kick by Eddie. Angle rolls to the floor. Eddie with a vaulting body press. The two men go to the outside. Eddie goes for a DDT, but Angle reverses him. Eddie goes for a DDT, but Angle reverses him. High elevation dropkick by Eddie Guerrero again. Angle pops himself back up. Angle is pissed off. Angle is frustrated. And now Angle has Eddie locked in a variation of a Kimura, locked on the floor though. Eddie's got Angle locked at a Kimura, a variation of a Kimura locked on the floor. You want to talk about attacking the arm? I don't know what to say to that. Eddie gets sent towards the rampway by Kurt Angle. Angle sends him back the other way. Count of 6. Angle is just throwing Eddie around the ringside area. Angle is just throwing Eddie around the ringside area as Eddie nips up at the count of 7. Eddie gets himself back into the ring. Angle is waiting. Eddie's now attacking Angle's knee. He went for what looked to be an eye poke, and Angle's got a rear naked choke on him. He's got a rear naked choke locked in on Eddie Guerrero. But Eddie finds his way out of it. Rolls up Angle. He rolls up Angle. The referee's out of position though. But Eddie still gets a count of 1. Back to the high elevation dropkick from Eddie Guerrero. Variation Saito suplex by Eddie. Eddie is now slightly gaining some momentum, or he was. I would say Eddie's gaining some momentum now. Dare I say, I don't want to jinx him, but I think he's getting a little bit of momentum, and he's got the fluidity of Latino Heat hitting that arm drag on Kurt Angle. The fluidity of Latino Heat is unquestioned, like we just saw, and now you see it popping the hips with the suplexes. It is the Three Amigos from Latino Heat. Eddie Guerrero's dropping Angle with the Three Amigos. Eddie's going up top. You know what comes next. Frog splash. Frog splash by Eddie. Ladder up press. 2. Angle kicked out. Angle surprised him. It was slight hesitation from Eddie Guerrero from the frog splash that allowed Angle to recover a little bit. And now Angle took advantage of it. Angle took advantage of it unquestionably by using that to capitalize on the roll-up. He saw the opportunity and he took it. Eddie with a roll-up. Eddie went for the eye poke again, but Angle capitalized by drawing him in with an Irish whip. Eddie's now pulling himself up on the ropes. Eddie sends Angle to the floor. Eddie sends Angle to the floor. Eddie is measuring Angle. A tope suicida by Eddie Guerrero. Tope suicida by Eddie Guerrero takes down Kurt Angle on the outside. Eddie just Irish whips Angle to the opposite side of the ring. I think Eddie might be playing with Angle because we saw Angle do this to Eddie earlier, and now Eddie's doing it back to Angle. We saw Angle do this earlier to Eddie, where he was just throwing him around the outside, and now Eddie's doing it back to Angle, but Angle gets dropped with a Hurricane Rana from the apron by Eddie Guerrero, and now Eddie sends Angle back into the ring. Eddie sends Angle back into the ring. Shoots the half, right in the middle of the ring. Lateral press. 2. Angle kicked out. Angle kicked out. Eddie rolls him up. Eddie rolls him up, trying to catch Angle off guard, but Angle kicked out. Angle kicked out. Takes him down with the amateur wrestling style takedown. Eddie is getting whacked with the mounted punches from Kurt Angle. Not once, but twice. Eddie again is getting whacked with the mounted punches from Kurt Angle. Eddie blocks Angle. Eddie got drawn in. Angle again catches at Eddie with the Irish whip. Wait a second. Angle slam. Top rope Angle slam. Top rope Angle slam from the top rope. Angle slam from the top rope. Eddie kicked out. Eddie kicked out. Eddie draws Angle in again. Playing possum was Eddie Guerrero. Eddie went for the gory special, but Angle capitalized. If I was Eddie Guerrero, I would refrain from trying to play with Angle as far as submission for submission, even though Eddie's no slouch going for submissions. Angle is on a different level than Eddie Guerrero as an Olympic gold medalist. Eddie took advantage of Angle with the eye poke, but Angle kicks out. Angle kicked out. Eddie with a T-bone. Angle gets sent into the ropes. Corner clothesline by Eddie Guerrero. Eddie's up top. Eddie's measuring Angle. Hurricane Rana from the top by Eddie Guerrero. From the top by Eddie Guerrero. Canadian backbreaker by Eddie. Eddie's back up top. Eddie is back up top. Angle moved out of the way. Eddie went for the frog splash, but Angle moved out of the way. German suplex by Angle. I was not expecting Angle to move out of the way of Eddie Guerrero's frog splash. Eddie with a couple kicks to the hamstring and went for the gory special again, but Angle again had him scouted and Angle capitalized. Eddie back to Angle. The effortless nature that Eddie does this move, walking up the ropes and dropping Angle with an arm drag, it shows the type of person that Eddie is inside that ring and how comfortable Eddie is inside that ring. Eddie with the frog splash again. This time it landed, and Angle didn't move out of the way. Eddie gets the victory over Kurt Angle. Eddie moves a step closer to Brock Lesnar, and the match that caused us to celebrate Eddie in the month of February, as 20 years ago, Eddie Guerrero defeated Brock Lesnar inside the Cow Palace for the WWE Championship. And the question is the question isn't if, it's when Eddie Brock will happen for the WWE Championship, this time on the channel. With that being said, that is it from me, and I will see you in the next one.